Hey kids, how about a project? We're gonna make Kool-Aid. Just kidding. So we're gonna make dragon fruit jelly. Ooh, dragon fruit jelly. Dragon fruit. Ooh, exotic. Ooh, homegrown. All right, so what we're gonna do is, first thing we gotta do is take our dragon fruit. I've already rinsed it after picking it. Picked these about a week ago, between a week and 2 weeks, and an hour ago. They keep pretty good, and they keep ripening and getting sweeter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the meat out. Okay, this is what the meat looks like. These are some small ones that I've started already. Let me show you. Those are the skins. This is the meat. We've got a scale. The reason we've got a scale is because dragon fruit jelly, the recipe that I'm using, I'm going to be also using some Granny Smith apples. We're going to peel and core the apples, and then it's 2 to 1. So 2 pounds of dragon fruit meat to 1 pound of apple meat. All right, so I'll just do one so that you can see what we're doing with the dragon fruit, right? So what I do is I cut it until that front hard piece is gone. Then at the back, cut it, right? Then cut it in half. Okay. And take a spoon. You can feel the skin. Similar to a avocado. Okay. Oh, there we go. A little bit of the skin's okay. That's also going to give us some of the red color. Some dragon fruit's red. Really red. The particular strains that I grow are a white meat, but with a little bit of the skin is not going to hurt you. Anyway, so it's that easy. That's all it is to getting the meat out, right? All right, so let's see how much over I am. It's 2-1. Let's see, a bigger chunk maybe. Just kind of curious. Let's see. 1-4. So that much over. I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave that in. So that leaves, that much is a little over 2 pounds. And that leaves me with actually a couple of nice, several nice dragon fruit left over. Now, I actually have, I could probably double the recipe. All right, so now we're gonna put this in our pot here, right? And now we're gonna get the apples. All right, so we got 1.5 pounds of apples. We've got 3 pounds of dragon fruit meat. All right, so now we're gonna coarsely puree. Okay, now we're gonna put this all into a pot and we're gonna put it on the stove. this gets heated and brought to a boil, we're going to get the other ingredients going. A cup of water. And now we're going to bring this to a boil. Once this comes to a boil, then we'll turn it down and let it simmer for 10 minutes. Five cups of sugar. Yes, jelly has a lot of sugar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take all our jars, and we're going to put them in here. I'm fortunate that we have a lobster pot. We're going to put all the jars in here, cover them with water, put this on the fire to bring this up to a boil also. As with any fruit, when you have it on the stove, you want to stay with it. Don't turn your back on it. Give it a stir once in a while. You don't want it to burn on the bottom. And once it comes to a boil, it can boil over real fast. So you just got to watch it. You can see we're just starting to get a little bit of motion. So once it comes to a boil, we'll reduce the heat and let it simmer for 10 minutes. We're bringing our jars up to a boil, and we'll be boiling them for 10 minutes once they reach a boil. Now if we time this just right, and this comes to a boil right as this comes to a boil, then our 10-minute simmer will coincide with our 10-minute boil on our jars. And you'll know you're right about to boil when you see a lot of foam starting to form on the top. All right, so here we are, we're at a boil. I'm gonna give it one stir. I'm gonna turn the heat down. And we're now let this simmer for 10 minutes. Our jars are just on the verge of boiling, so we're going to go ahead and set a 10-minute timer. So now we've got the jars out, and we're going to put them all on a towel. They're hot, so be careful. And we're going to make the jelly, and then we'll be ladling the jelly into the hot jars and putting them back into the boiling water for boiling bath processing. All right, so now we're going to make the jelly. The jelly kind of goes quick since we're already hot. All right, I'm just going to give this a quick stir. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn on the heat. We're going to whisk in 2 boxes of pectin, okay? All right, so here we go. We're just starting to boil. We're going to put in our 2 boxes of pectin and our sugar all at once. And we're going to use a whisk to whisk it in. That's 1 box of pectin. Two boxes of pectin. We'll whisk that in first. And make sure we get it very evenly distributed into the fruit. And once we know that we've got that pectin well distributed, we're going to put in the sugar. all the sugar. Yes, jelly is all sugar. Okay. We're gonna get that sugar in here. Make sure it's all mixed in. And then we're gonna bring this all to a boil. And once it reaches a boil, we will boil it for 1 minute. We'll know that we're at a rolling boil when we really start making some foam. It's kind of hard to mix in. Okay, I'm gonna let that go for a sec. Let the heat get to it. All right, we're now at a good solid boil, and we're gonna keep stirring for 1 minute. This is going to activate the pectin to turn it into jelly. Whatever you do, don't stop stirring, because this will boil over and molten sugar and fruit is really hot. As soon as the timer goes off, turn your heat off, keep stirring, and take it off the heat. I'm gonna bring it over to our ladle station. Okay. And then right before we start ladling, we're gonna take 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. We're gonna whisk that in, or stir it in. Now we're going to fill our jars, and we're going to leave a 1/4 inch headspace. Quarter-inch headspace is not very much. That's right at that top thread. All right, now you want to clean your lips of the jars. An old sweet lady that taught me some canning tricks told me to always soak my paper towel that I'm cleaning my lips with lemon juice. That the lemon juice acid will help clean the lip as well as help make the lid seal well. Oops, gotta be careful. Of course, these are really hot. Okay, all the jars are clean. Now we'll get our lids on. Two-finger tight. All right. We're going to start get our water bath boiling. We've got all our lids on, and then we'll be putting these directly into our boiling water bath. Here we've got them all ready to go. Our water bath should be pretty much just about boiling, yep. I'll put these in. And as soon as that water bath goes to real boil, we'll start a 10-minute timer. Now we'll start a 10-minute timer. So after that 10-minute boil, we've got a 5-minute rest off the heat in the water bath. And then we'll be pulling out the jars and putting them on the towel. And they'll be resting overnight. There you have it. Homegrown dragon fruit jelly. Let the jars sit and cool overnight. As they start to cool, we'll hear how the lids pop, 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 pop. Label them, date them, and enjoy. Love ya.